Hello, EWRSD. This is Kevin McGill from your IT department making a video on how to access and use the Action Center. There are a couple ways of getting to it. The first is swiping from the right side of the screen to the left using your finger, and then you can see the Action Center shade appears from the right side. The other way of doing it is to just tap on the Action Center icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It looks like a square speech bubble or a square speech icon, and doing so will reveal the Action Center. Now, you may have let's say like four action buttons toward the bottom of the Action Center, and then clicking or tapping on the expand word will reveal the additional buttons available to you. The first one is tablet mode. If you were to tap on that or click on it, you will see that the interface changes and is more conducive for touch. So you can see we have tiles in front of us, and then if you were to tap or click on the program list icon in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can see that all of your applications on your tablet are available to you in 3 columns, and it's just much easier to interact with your finger. The words and the icons are much larger and allows just for easier touch navigation. If we were to go back into the action menu and turn the tablet mode off, it'll revert back to desktop mode. The next action button is rotation lock. It's grayed out for me because I have my keyboard connected, but it allows you, whether it's on or off, to rotate the screen. So if you were to just be using the tablet without the keyboard, and you were to rotate the screen in your hands, let's say from landscape to portrait mode, then the desktop will reorient itself so that it is viewable in a right side up fashion. And then if you were to then physically move your tablet into landscape mode, then it would reorient the desktop again for you. And then once it's in that position that you like, you can always relock it again. The next action button is network. If you were to tap on that or click on that, you can see the different wireless networks available to you. If you're in the district on your tablet, you always want to make sure that you are connected to the EWRSD network. If you are not, then you may find yourself, you may find that your tablet is not functioning correctly. If you are on guest or staff especially, it may not be working correctly. So if you have trouble connecting to EWRSD, be sure to give us a call and or an email, and we'll help you out. Go back into your action menu again, and then there's an all settings action button. It reveals the settings window to you, and you can see you have a lot of settings available to you, and these are just categories, mind you. So there is a lot in Windows that you can modify or take a look at or take advantage of even. Who knows, you might find something that will make your life easier. Let's go back into that Action Center. Airplane mode. Airplane mode, I don't want to turn that on because I need my network. But if you were to turn on airplane mode, it would turn off all of the radios within your tablet. So it would turn off your Wi-Fi. It would turn off your Bluetooth. You probably wouldn't. You wouldn't have any interaction with your pen at all. So I would recommend not turning this on unless you find yourself with your tablet and you're traveling or about to go on an airplane, and then someone or like the pilot would say, "Hey, turn on airplane mode." Then you would have to turn that on. But otherwise, I would leave this off. Location. So the location action button would be used if you find yourself using your tablet for GPS or other applications that might need to know your location. Keep it off, I would say, for the most part. When you're in the district, I can't think of any reason why you would want location unless you're doing a demonstration to perhaps your class about GPS or anything in science. Otherwise, I can't really think of any other reason unless you need a backup. Maybe if you're a smartphone, you're on a road trip, you need a backup, you have your tablet with you. Well, you would turn that on. Quiet hours. So quiet hours suppresses notifications within Windows. If you don't want chimes or beeps or boops or whatever, you would turn on quiet hours. It does not suppress your volume. So just be mindful of that if you are playing a YouTube video and you have quiet hours turned on. It's not going to suppress your volume unless you check it and make sure it's set to a low level. It could be disastrous. Mobile hotspot, you don't need to worry about mobile hotspot, the next action button. Mobile hotspot would turn your tablet into providing internet service for devices around it, and that's not something that you should be taking advantage of, I would think, within the classroom. Suggested. Suggested is not the name of the action button. It is the setting that it's on. It's actually brightness. You can tell by the sun in the upper left-hand corner of the action button. If I were to press that, though, it will change from suggested to brighter. Pressing it again switches it to brightest. And then if I keep going, darkest to darker, back to suggested, it just changes the brightness. So instead of doing it finely with like a brightness bar, for example, or mashing a brightness button several times to finally get to the brightness level that you want, you would just open your action menu, your action center menu, and then you would just tap that action button a couple times to get it to the brightness that you want. Nightlight is the next action button. Nightlight actually puts a yellow orangey overlay over top of your the colors of your tablet. And so the idea is that when our eyes see blue, different shades of blue, we have trouble sleeping afterward. So the idea is that if we can change or suppress the amount of blue that we're seeing on our devices, then if we were to go to sleep in the near future, we would have an easier time falling asleep. So I would suggest trying out Nightlight, maybe before you plan on taking a nap or going to bed, maybe like an hour before. Maybe turn on Nightlight and then see if you have any better results. Maybe do it for a week and see if it really does help you out. It would be interesting to know. The next button is your Bluetooth button. At the bottom, it says not connected. You can see it's in blue already because I have it turned on. I would recommend leaving this on because it's needed to have full functionality of your pen. You can also have it on if you plan on using wireless headphones. They do use Bluetooth, or if you have another device like a microphone or any other device that uses Bluetooth that would need to connect to your tablet wirelessly directly to each other. So you would use this Bluetooth icon, make sure it's turned on, and then you would go from there. But as far as like in the classroom, always have this on, especially if you are taking advantage of your tablet pen. I would leave this on. The next one is VPN. I wouldn't worry about VPN. It's an acronym for Virtual Private Network. It's not something that you will use in the district. Battery saver, it's not highlighted right now because I have it plugged into an AC adapter, but battery saver is necessary if you want to have Windows change all of its settings to take advantage of as much of the battery power as possible. So in other words, it's going to be incredibly efficient with power. So it's going to turn down its processing power. It's going to turn down brightness. It's going to do a number of things in the background to make sure that you have maximum time on your tablet. So if you find yourself always depleting the battery, or even if you're low on let's say your battery percentage, then I would turn this on immediately, and then see what kind of results you get. The next one is project. So if you tap on project, it gives you different projection options available to you. Duplicate and extend are the two that you would be working with most. Usually it should be on duplicate. You want the image that is on your tablet to also be shown on the projector, probably at all times. But you can also take advantage of extend, where you can, if you can imagine, it would extend your desktop. So it would make it twice as large, essentially, with two different projections. So one on your tablet and then one on the projector. Now, typically when you take your pointer, hopefully you can see this, and you move it towards the top, you can't move it up anymore. And if you try to move it all the way down, you can't quite move it down anymore. And then if you try to move it left, you can't move it left anymore. But if you move it all the way to the right in extend mode and you keep moving it, you'll see your pointer move from the tablet to your projector. So you have to just imagine it being a huge extension of your desktop, so you have more room to work with. You can show a video on your projector and then work on your tablet. You can do different things with extend. So I would recommend you perhaps experiment with that and see how you can incorporate that into your lessons. The next one is let's go to the next one. It's Connect. And Connect you should be familiar with. Connect, it's how you connect to your Classroom in the Future interactive projector. It'll give you a list of projectors available to you to connect to, and then in that list you would choose one, and then you would hit Connect, and then it should connect that way. And that should be all the buttons available to you within the Action Center. I hope you found this informative, and I'll see you in the next video.